From the Watergate Building in Washington, this is Hotline TV. Now, here's Hotline editor, John Mercurio.
Welcome to Hotline TV. I'm Amy Walter.
And I'm John Mercurio. Back by popular demand is our Spouse Report. We're going to rank which significant others are going to become assets and which ones might become liabilities in their significant other's presidential campaign. All right, let's get ranking. First of all, here's our high-tech Velcro board. Once again, we bring it out for this game. We have, of course, on this sort of the lower end, the lacking spouse, the one who's not really drawing much to the campaign is the Bobby Brown. If hypothetically Whitney Houston were to run for president, of course they're now separated on the way to divorce, but if she were to run for president, I'm not sure he would really draw much to her campaign. And on the positive side, Brad Pitt, of course, making Angelina Jolie whole. That much more complete. Yes.
He does complete her.
He does. Yeah. I think that's probably true. All right, so let's get
Where
going.
do we begin? Ding, ding, ding. Who do you want to pick?
I'm going to start with the one closest to me in so many ways, is the Dennis Kucinich and his sort of just Amazon wife, and she's a really tall woman, and she just makes him
shorter.
Is
she that tall, or is he just that short?
She's average height, I would say.
Yeah, she's probably 5'8", which is not, in the grand scheme of things, that tall.
Look, I think there's an argument to be made not just about Dennis Kucinich and his wife, but all of these people we're going to talk about today. They all, each of them in their own way, bring out their spouse, the candidate's, biggest flaw. But let's start with this one. Dennis Kucinich, very short man. Let's get right to the point. And his wife just accentuates that shortness. Go ahead.
All right, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to go next, then.
Accentuating
the positive
is I don't think
Cindy McCain on a tire swing. Now, I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to mean, but we do know that one of the knocks against John McCain is he's a guy who just is. He's going to be 72 years old when he takes the presidency. Is he just too old for the job? Is that going to dog him? And his wife is saying, but I'm quite active.
Right.
And
we really are doing this whole segment just so we can show off this one picture, which I hope everybody saw, which was in Harper's Bazaar.
Yes.
Fabulous picture. But no, I agree. I think that, obviously I think the McCain campaign believes that Cindy McCain is a strong asset. She's very attractive. She's well spoken. But sitting together, the age difference becomes apparent, and I think makes it difficult.
So is that true with the Jerry and Fred Thompson issue as well?
Interesting.
Okay,
so maybe they could. Of them yet,
all right, but so let's put it over here somewhere, right? Michelle Obama.
I think Obama's. Go ahead.
Oh, you go. You go. No, you go right ahead.
Barack Obama's biggest weakness, his biggest challenge, is to convince people that he is sort of experienced enough, and that he has the gravitas, has the experience in public service. But and I actually do think that she's done a really good job on the campaign trail. But she highlights his negatives. I mean, she sort of pokes fun at him in a way that can be very endearing, or it could imply, I think, to some voters, frankly, that he's not sort of in charge of the household, and it sounds sexist. I know, it really does.
Who's wearing the pants? It's like a here's wearing the pants argument.
It's very sexist, but I think a lot of people, if you're talking about traditional first lady roles, don't see her as a traditional first lady.
Except that this is a woman who now she has left her job. She's on the campaign trail full time.
That's true. That's true.
This is somebody who does epitomize for so many women the struggle that they have to go through in terms of being with your family, being with a job. I think she's actually a tremendous asset. She's attractive, she's articulate, and she really does go into that very category of voters that Hillary Clinton, of course, is doing very well in, but those women voters who do feel that pull, that generational pull that says you need to be really successful, went to an Ivy League college, and then do you give that all up to support your husband and your family? So I'm going to put her over here in the Brad Pitt land.
If she's elected, I would put her up there too, because I actually do ultimately think she does really well. But if he's elected, she's a real, she'll be a real groundbreaking sort of president. And we all know about Bill Clinton.
Know about him. And I don't know if there's anything more to say except for he's going to Iowa over the 4th of July. A lot of back and forth about whether this is a sign that the Clinton campaign is actually struggling. They're so nervous about their success and that they're bringing him out this early instead of using him later on in the campaign. But look, the only question is, in terms of the coverage there, does he overshadow her, right? When you put the two together, it's clear this is the guy who is the more comfortable speaker. He's the guy who's able to go in and have that magic sort of touch. But we're hearing more and more about Hillary Clinton, her ability, actually, especially in small groups, to really connect with voters. And maybe this is a good opportunity for her to sort of show her improvement on that area, that she's now able to stand in her own right.
Okay.
Where do you put him?
So I put
Should
him,
put him in the Brad Pitt area.
I put him next to, yeah, right there. Exactly.
All right, and finally.
And look, Judy Nathan, I'm on the record being anti-Judy Nathan. I think she just brings out...
Not as a person.
Not as a person. I'm sure she's a wonderful
Yes.
person. I'd love to meet her sometime. But look, I think that she, I think what she does, what she has done so far in the Giuliani campaign, is sort of help personify the story that people are increasingly hearing about Giuliani and his sort of personal relationships, his family, his divorce, his
and it goes right to a temperament question, right? If
this
is a guy who's going to run on character, if you bring up the temperament and relationships, this is not good for him.
All right, so there you go.
Well, thanks for joining us, and thanks to all the wives and husband. You know, perhaps Goldie Hawn, Bette Midler, Diane Keaton can sing us an uplifting rendition of "You Don't Own Me."
You don't own me.
That was a good movie. That was a great movie.
Thanks for joining us on Hotline TV.